You have Teladoc on
Yes.
tonight.
Yes, I do.
Teladoc's down 20% in a month.
Well,
Zoom's down 30.
Well, look, Zoom was at 50 times sales, okay? There are some stocks that got overheated, and I know that's absolutely true, like John says, but there are other companies like Teladoc that are resting. And now a lot of people feel that there's too many companies that are in the Teladoc business. But remember, they also, they're not just that anymore. They're also how to beat diabetes, how to cope with diabetes, how to cope with hypertension. They have done a lot to be able to make them FinMed. Steph, FinTech, never quit. How about FinMed? What do you think?
I mean, obviously the trend is there, and again, total addressable market, they're huge, and I agree there's room for all of the players for sure. But valuations are pretty high, and it's you have to either stick with them, stay patient, own them for the long haul, or be prudent, like you taught me, trim a little bit here, and then when they do pull back, then you can kind of reload, if you will. But I do think, yes, I mean, medtech, FinMed, anything healthcare at this point to me is also very, very attractive.
The most cost is work. How about the cheapest in 30 years? I mean, yesterday we had just the bottom fall out because of pill pack. And is anyone here willing to step up and say that Walgreens, CVS, or even GoodRx are buys? Anybody? With a little hand.
Well,
anybody?
it's
I don't see anybody
going to
raising
hurt
their
the
hand.
multiples.
However,
raise your hand.
You know who, Jim, is standing up and saying that healthcare is a really good buy right now, but besides Costin and you, as you look at these stocks, is Warren Buffett and the guys at Berkshire Hathaway, because they bought the drug stocks, Pfizer and Merck and AbbVie and some of these other names. I'm trying to remember off the top of my head which exactly the ones they were. But what about healthcare, Jim, as a space to look at right now?
I have to go with these valuations. I remember when Bill Clinton went to Rahway, right next to Dr. Vagelos, who's the unbelievable CEO of St. Merck, and decided that St. Merck was worth a lot less, and that whole industry was going to be just crushed. We are in a period where people think this industry is going to be crushed. I mean, I'm looking at McKesson. I mean, yesterday they took apart McKesson. It's at 9 times earnings now, but McKesson's distributing the vaccine. McKesson's integral to the healthcare system. I don't think that that's a mistake to buy. I think that's a really interesting stock, and I think that it's hated. I think that a lot of healthcare is hated, but look at United Health. See that thing go up yesterday when it's so hated? I want hated. I like hated.
Joe?
Completely agree. Technology is coming for healthcare in terms of disruption. It's the next sector in which you will see price transparency, which is clearly missing in the sector. Day like today, Thermo Fisher. It's down significantly. I think it's down $15 as I look at it right now, pressing towards its 50-day moving average. I'd step in, I'd buy it there, and I just might do it myself later on in the day. But I agree with Jim. I think healthcare provides a tremendous opportunity when looking at both the growth and value. I think the healthcare story, unfortunately, was misplaced earlier in the year. It was all about biotechs. There's way more to the healthcare story than that. And that, along with the industrial sector, I think is going to benefit from technology.